Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. We are so honored to have in the studio with us today. We got a principal, we got folks that are running corporate work study, and most important, students from Cristo Rey San Diego High School. I'm just going to go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves. We'll start with you, John.
Yeah, my name is John Amann. I'm the principal at Cristo Rey San Diego High School.
Very, very good. Wendy?
Wendy Feldhaus. I am the director of corporate work study at Cristo Rey San Diego.
Okay, so Regina, you are up.
Hi, my name is Regina and I'm a junior at Cristo Rey.
Beautiful. Okay. One more.
Hi, my name is Kamila Lorenzo, and I'm a junior at Cristo Rey San Diego.
Very good. Isaac?
Hi, my name is Issac, and I'm a junior at Cristo Rey San Diego High School.
Okay, good. This is just a talented group. My IQ is already risen by having these folks that are right next to me over here. We're going to start with you. John, how long have you been at the school?
This is my first year at the school. So I was previously at a K-8 within our diocesan system, and this is my first year here at Cristo Rey.
What's the mission of the school?
Yeah, so Cristo Rey San Diego High School, we're part of a network of consortium of schools. There's 40 Cristo Rey schools across the country. And the network of schools is committed to providing our students to come from communities of limited economic opportunities with the opportunity to receive both real-world life experience through our work study program and also a college preparatory high school experience. For the vast majority of our students, they're going to be the first in their family to be going to college. So it's an opportunity to take students and give them an opportunity that otherwise would not be available to them. And our work study program, along with our college prep program, raises them up and raises the community up into the future.
Yeah, there's no question about that. So, Wendy, how many students are at Cristo Rey High School?
We have 192 students.
192? Okay. Yeah. And Wendy, when did you get involved?
Hi, Wendy Feldhaus again. Yeah. I got involved with Cristo Rey in San Diego 5 months ago, but previously I was with Cristo Rey in Waukegan, Illinois. So I actually transferred from Waukegan, Illinois to the one in San Diego. I also at one point was employed actual interns at my nonprofit. So I've been involved probably a total of 9 years with the Cristo Rey network.
Right. So there's 190 plus students. Is that grades 9, 10, 11, and 12?
Correct. Yes, we have all 4 grades.
Right. And when it started, do you start in 9th grade and the next year you bring in 10th and the next grade you
Correct.
go to 11th? Okay.
Correct. So last year we had our first graduating class, which is very exciting. This will be our second graduating class with 100% of our seniors get accepted to a 4-year university, which is fantastic.
It is fantastic, and getting all this work experience as well. So is your job, among other things, probably we have 75 hats, and John's got 175 hats, and the kid's probably 2,795 hats. Being a student these days keeps you very, very busy. But Wendy, is your job to work with John and other folks to find the businesses where the students will be working?
Sure, yes. Like you said, I wear 75 hats, but one of them is to work with local business partners, to have them take on our students as student interns. I also work with our students. We do a lot of professional development, skill-based, both soft and hard skills for our students. So yes, that's primarily what my job is to work with the students, but also the business partners.
Right, exactly. And how many business partners are there?
We have over 40 business partners. We have both nonprofit and for-profit business partners.
Right, exactly. So, Regina, talk about your experience at Cristo Rey. What do you like most about it?
I do like the corporate work study program because that really helped me to develop those soft skills that you may need in the future for when you're working. Actually, I was really bad at time management and having the opportunity of being with a technology support team, it really helped me manage those time management skills.
So what type of skills did you learn to do that?
When we were there's the times, for example,
Right.
I was doing interviews
Yeah.
to like the managers because I think it was last week. I presented like a presentation about like all the managers and like the roles that they have on the office, and I needed to like do interviews for them. And I think one day I did like 4 interviews, like different managers, 4 interviews in a day, and it were different times on the day. So it was really needed, the time management.
Right. So now you're a time management expert, right? Tell me how that has helped you in your non-school life. Does it help you at home? Does it help you in other areas?
Yeah, I think like outside of the school, when I have homework or when there's like plans with the family or something, that also helps me balance my life between like homework and also social life. Like for example, I have I don't know, I can't remember anything, but I have this presentation like next week, and I also have a trip coming up. So I need to like balance that to like not miss a trip, but also doing great on the presentation.
Yeah, and I think that's a great skill to have. You'll be using that skill for many, many, many years as you start getting more into the workforce, and now you're juggling everything in between. And nothing wrong having a social life, of course, but then you got to balance that within the work life on this. Okay, Kamila. So with you, what we heard from Regina, that it was time management that was something that she learned the most of and really helped her. How about with you?
For the corporate work study?
Yeah, well, what skill set do you think you were maybe lacking a little bit, but now you're pretty good at?
For me, it was the organizational and more the I think that was the biggest part because I've been to a couple different jobs my whole time here, and the biggest thing was the list of things we had to complete throughout the day. And they would just stack on stack, and I had to prioritize which things I wanted to do first and which things that could wait. And that was the biggest part that I had to learn because I came here my sophomore year, so it was just something new for me. I hadn't been in like a work environment, so it just really taught me how to get adjusted to that and how to like more prepare for it in the future. Yeah,
that skill you just described is absolutely a great skill to have. And one of the things that we see, and not just with young folks, you see that when you run a business and your staff, is that okay, you want to compliment people on what they're doing, but you really shouldn't have spent 3 hours on that job that could have taken 5 minutes. And then now you had to spend 5 minutes on something that took 3 hours. And so what you're doing is perfect. And then you'll get more experience. You're going to know which jobs that, I can wait to do this one, but if I don't do this now, I'm going to miss X. That is so spot on. All right, Isaac, we're going to ask you. We heard from your 2 colleagues over here what they have learned most from this. How about you?
For me, it's definitely public speaking. Freshman year, I was so bad at it. Now I work at CBRE, and they really taught me a lot on public speaking. I want to become a mechanical engineer, so those things don't really correlate. But the skills I'm bringing from the corporate work study can help me have more an advantage to other engineers.
Well, first of all, I applaud you for doing that. Mm-hmm. I'll just tell you a little story. I never spoke up in school. Was phenomenally shy. Was always hiding in the back over here. I was okay when I got to talk about sports, and I talk about that. But my dad said you should take a public speaking class, and I did. And now you can't shut me up. I've been podcasting for 19 years, for God. But I got what you. But having that ability to articulate what you want to do is spot on. All of these are phenomenal. We're chatting with our students and some of the leaders at Cristo Rey, San Diego High School. I'm Drew Schlosberg. As you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, we are the nation's longest-running community podcast. We're now in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades of just doing great things in San Diego County, from food insecurity to financial literacy and art and everything in between. John, when you hear these stories from these 3 talented students, you must go, I think we're doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been in education now for almost 15 years, and being at Cristo Rey is a completely different environment. Day in and day out, blown away by what our students do. For them to be able to come in, and a lot of our students come into our school, a couple of years behind in reading or in math, and then they're in the 4 years they're here, 100% of them getting accepted into 4 universities. And that's a rate at which the communities in which they're coming from are not having that level of success. So I attribute it to like the grit that they put in. Is such an incredible testament to the individuals of who they are. And it's just an absolute joy to be around them day in and day out.
Well, everything that's going to come with it, the confidence in the students, and you can just see they are very confident. Well, I'll ask them really quickly. Regina, this is what, your 25th podcast you've been on?
No, actually, it's my first one.
Oh, my goodness. Kamila, how about you, Kamila? How many podcasts have you been on?
This is my second one.
Okay, very good. Okay, and Isaac, how about you?
It's also my first one.
First one, my goodness. Talking like pros on this. Wendy, certainly got to make you feel great. Hear the 40 businesses you work with, and you see obviously the impact it has just with these juniors. What it's going to mean moving into the future is huge. How much joy and thrill do these businesses get to work with your students?
So the businesses get a lot of joy and thrill. They get to see the students actually start as freshmen, mature, learn. We actually have very supportive supervisors and business partners. They are involved way beyond just supervising them on their day that they go to work. They come to our events. They come to graduation. So they get to see the students progress through their 4 years. So it's very, very exciting. And then we get to see that at other Cristo Reys, so we'll get there eventually, we're in our 5th year, but the students come back after graduating college, and a lot of our business partners will then hire them on. So it's full circle, and that's what's so exciting to see. I can't wait for us to get to that point.
Well, listen, the trajectory is already big with these students, and it's very exciting to see where it's going to go, because one of the things we're going to do, because we're going to keep you and John in mind, so we're going to say, okay, maybe it's 3 years from now, because we plan on doing the show for another 19 years, if I can last that long, in this, and say, well, where's Regina now? Regina's working over here, and Kamila, she's doing over here, and Isaac now is a spokesperson for, for Isaac Mendoza Engineering. So, and listen, and we really want to do that. We come back from break. I want to talk a little bit more about, I'll have to ask the students about it. Do you get to choose the jobs that you're at, or do you say, here are the jobs that are there, and now you got to navigate in on this? And then, John and Wendy, and the students can answer this too. What can our listeners do to help support Cristo Rey in 75 different areas? We've got a pretty nice and benevolent group of listeners. When we return, chatting with our friends from Cristo Rey San Diego High School. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, nation's longest running community podcast. We're in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Just so honored to have in the studio with us today From Cristo Rey, San Diego High School, we got the principal, John Amann, joined by corporate work study director, Wendy Feldhaus, and three phenomenally talented students, Kamila and Regina, Issac Mendoza, and Regina Mendeville. I'll start with you on this, Wendy, and then we want to head on over to the students. So you have 40 businesses you work with, right?
Correct.
Do the students get a choice of which businesses they work for, or do you assign them, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. So it starts with a 3-week, what we call boot camp in the summer, where our students come in rising freshmen, and they learn a lot of hard skills and soft skills to get them prepared for their freshman year. That culminates at the end of the 3 weeks with a job fair. So our business partners come in. All of our students come to the school and they meet. So the business partner meets the student ranks their top 5 business partners, and the business partners rank their top 5 students. We don't always guarantee a match. We try to make sure that there is a skill match, an interest match. So that's how we do that. So we do try to match them to the best of our ability.
Yeah, and what you folks do, I mean, I love how you connect with some folks. I'd be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to Liz Johnson. She is such a cool cat. She'll be, featured. She's been featured on some of our superintendent shows, Future Pathway Superintendents Unplugged, and she'll be coming in next week. But when you work with folks like Liz, and I'm going to catch it from her for patronizing her on the air here, but but you're working with the best of the best, and I think that's what Cristo Rey does. We talked about my longtime friend and colleague, Tom Davis, who Liz knows well. I remember he came in 7 years ago when we first started talking about before you folks have launched. And John, talk about getting those community leaders like Liz Johnson, Tom Davis, and 4 million in between to work with your students and yourself and Wendy.
Absolutely. I mean, it's such a community effort, right? I think so many members of the community can find the value in what our school is doing and providing, not only for our students, but for the community at large, right? That it's a win-win on both sides, right? So for community partners, whether it's a business or whether it's just someone in the community that wants to be able to see value in their contributions to an organization, they're going to be able to see that in real time. And that's the beauty of being in, we're only in year 5, right? So we're starting now to see the fruits of those labors, right? With that first graduating class last year, and we're just growing year over year. So to be able to bring in such big names that are part of our San Diego community is huge. It shows our students that the entire city of San Diego is behind them, that this isn't just something they're doing on their own, that this is a community effort to raise them out of where they're at and give them a brand new future.
Right. So I'll put you on the spot now, John. Do you folks have a podcast at the school?
We do not. That's something I think would be a really cool opportunity.
I think I know a group that can work with you. You're sitting in the studio with them over there. In all seriousness, we run a program. My business partner, the founder and CEO of Cloudcast Media, Charles Parisi, called Schoolcast, and we work with schools to show them how to do podcasts. It's the fastest growing in the world by far and away. You obviously got talented students right here to do that. Plus the fact, give them an experience of getting back to a little bit what Regina was saying, time management, and certainly what Kamila was talking about, and that is, God, we got to be organized. If I'm going to do a podcast, how am I going to get these guests on here? And then you tie into what Isaac said. I better be a good public speaker if I'm going to be co-hosting a podcast. So we've got that all set up for you.
Love it. Thank you.
If you guys could launch it in a couple of weeks, that'd be great. But we'll be able to help you do that. Regina, talk about, you mentioned about time management. You've really learned a lot about that. But what companies are you working with?
Currently, this is my second year with Latham & Watkins. It's a law firm over Del Mar. I'm currently working with the workplace experience team and also with the technology support team. Last semester, I also did like one day with one team and another day with another team. I was working alongside the associate global recruitment team, information governance team, and the technology support team. It was like half of my day with the associate recruiting team and the other half of my day with the technology department.
So how do you like law?
I really like it. I want to become a lawyer when I grow up.
Oh, well, you are growing up.
Yeah, I know.
Right, when you grow up even more.
Yeah,
but,
in a couple of years.
Any type of law, or it's a little too new for that?
One of my top 4 is global businesses or international relationships.
Oh, my goodness. Well on your way on this thing. So I'll ask you this, Kamila. What group are you working with? What company are you working with?
Currently, I'm working with Annex Brands, and I work in the accounting and marketing department. So the cool thing about the marketing department, I'm creating posters for the company.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you know Canva, or do you know some of the different types of graphics programs?
Right now, I'm working with Canva. I'm hoping in the future I can start working with Adobe with everyone else. Right. But since I'm just getting started in it, they're teaching me the basics. Yeah,
I'm talking like I know what Canva is. So trust me, I can't do a stick figure for that matter. But I think that's great. What have you learned most when you've been doing this, Kamila, on the using Canva and the graphics and all that? What have you learned? Are you good at it? What are you getting better at it?
I'm getting better at it. My first time was a couple weeks ago, but it's a lot of new things to learn. Like, I haven't even touched the subject, and all of a sudden I'm putting into that department. So right now they're getting me shapes and making it using iStock and what's it called? Making piles of papers with it, making different designs for it. Because that's how the company does a posting.
Now, are you going to get involved in branding and, messaging and all that business for the companies? I mean, so when they do advertise their goods or whatever the case may be, showing what the companies do, have you got to that yet? Will you be getting in that, or hard to say?
Well, it's hard to say because I just started this, started it in January. Yeah. I don't know for sure what I'm going to do yet. So I've barely got into marketing a couple weeks ago. You'll enjoy marketing. I'm enjoying marketing. It is a lot of fun. All right, Isaac, talk about the company you're working with.
So CBRE. So this is my second year working there. Right. For my first year, it's mostly me getting adjusted to the workplace, and they made me do trainings. They made me do interviews with different of the current employees, so I can get comfortable interviewing people and also getting to know the employees, what they do, and how they help the company. Now this year, I'm helping more of the operations team. So talking to clients, making sure they get to the meeting, making sure the meeting is going on and they get their food and stuff. And as well as just helping the flow around the office, or refilling chocolates or something.
Right.
And also vitally important.
Yeah,
very important.
Yeah, it is very important.
Yeah. So real estate, you like real estate?
Not really.
Okay, that's okay. But I got to tell you something that's very important what you said there, because sometimes you get a job and you start learning X and Y. You know what? I like, that's fine, but that's not where I want to go, in that aspect of it. You mentioned engineering is something that you're interested in. Why engineering?
It's just something I picked up as a kid.
Really? To put things together and all that?
Yeah, I really like Legos and stuff like that.
That's the first start in engineering is doing Legos. There's no question about it. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest running community podcast in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Just 60 plus years doing great things in the community. Hearing from these talented students at Cristo Rey, San Diego High School. You'll be hearing a lot more about them in the future. There's no question about it. Joined by Wendy Feldhaus, Corporate Work Study Director, and the Principal, John Amann. I'll start with you on this one, Wendy. So what can our audience do to support your efforts specifically as the Corporate Work Study Director?
Sure. And as you've just heard, all of our students do very meaningful work when they're out there in corporate America. So they are doing real work that is benefiting themselves, obviously, and they're learning skills that are transferable, but they're also benefiting the business partner. So what we are always looking for is new business partners that are interested in supporting our students. It's a win-win situation. And so if anybody out there is interested in learning more about Cristo Rey, about partnering with us, we would love to hear from you.
And what's the commitment for the business?
So the commitment is, what typically we do is they take 4 students, and there's a cohort that goes Monday, one that goes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then one Friday a month. So each of the students you just heard from, they work 5 days a month.
Right.
And they can work in different departments within the organization. And there is a dollar commitment that they give. And then we are actually the employer, so it's a really low lift on the actual corporate business partner. We are the ones that do the I-9s, the work permits. We take care of all the overhead. So it's a nice relationship that we can have.
There's no question. So, John, would you love to have been going to a Cristo Rey High School when you were?
Oh my gosh. You're telling me, man. Yeah, I look at these kids' resumes as they're going to the job expo in the summer. I'm like, your resume is more impressive than mine, and I've been working for like 15 years. For these students to have real life opportunities, whether it's in a law firm or a real estate office or in nonprofits, it's just such an opportunity for them as they head into college and have that real world experience. Like, I always feel like I didn't get a real job until I was in college, seeing the knowledge base and the skills that they've acquired in such a short amount of time to be 17 years old. I mean, we have students that have been in, actual courtrooms, right? And there's, people that are in law school that haven't been in a courtroom yet. So to have those sort of opportunities, like, I am envious by all means, but incredibly proud at the same time.
Well, just think about it. And obviously, Cristo Rey's been around for a while, relatively new in San Diego County. But as this thing gets built up and continues to grow, so who's not going to want to have a Cristo Rey student in their college or a Cristo Rey student at their business and so forth? And it's just going to multiply. That's already been the case throughout the country. So I applaud what you and Wendy are doing and the folks that came before you. And for these very, very talented, students, seriously, convince Wendy and John that you guys should be doing podcasting, because what you can wind up doing is literally interview those 40 businesses that are working with you. I mean, you've already got the content set up, so you could easily have a podcast studio at campus, and you just take turn interviewing either someone from the 40 businesses or maybe some of the business leaders in San Diego County. So I know I've added more work to your already 24-hour work schedule. I apologize for doing that. I'll start with you on this, John. I want the students to be thinking about this as well. So any final comments, John?
Yeah, I think, for all the listeners out there, if you're looking for a way to be able to make a real impact, whether it's with your time, whether it's with your treasure, Cristo Rey San Diego is by far the most successful high school in San Diego County. There's no school that is taking in the students that we are taking in and having the success rate that we are, both in the workplace and in the classroom. If nothing else, knowledge, right? If you know a company that might be of a good placement for student workers, reach out to us. If you have, a donor, someone, you're like, I want to volunteer. Like, we love having community partners come into our community and speak with our students, right? For them to be able to hear and recognize what those opportunities are here in San Diego are huge. So if something is calling to you, don't hesitate to reach out to us.
And what's the website?
It's CristoReySanDiego.org.
Very good. Wendy, what are your comments?
So my final comments would be, please come visit us. We're in Southeast San Diego. The best way you're going to learn about Cristo Rey is to come for a tour. And the best part about the tours are the students that you heard today, they're the ones that lead the tour. So please come visit us, see what we're all about, see what makes us so special.
Very, very good. Regina, any final comments you want to add?
Oh, I just remember that during the boot camp that Miss Wendy just talked about.
Yeah.
I did an interview with my partners. It was part of the day's activities, and it was like something really impromptu. They didn't tell me that I was going to do it. They just went to like, oh, you're going to interview your partners. I was like, wait, what? But it all went well. I really enjoy it.
No, I think that's great. Kamila, any final comments from you?
Yeah, I just want to put out the importance that this school has on our education and for college. Since from 9th grade, we're put in a classroom called our College Career Readiness class that prepares us for college since 9th grade. And since I came into the school sophomore year, it was like a big thing. And that's the one, or like the number one reason why. Second was Corporate Work City. It's a good program, but it's just like there's so many ways that the counselors at our school guide us through college. And I couldn't find that anywhere else. And this we have many partners that the Cristo Rey schools have, and that's just the huge thing about this school that's really important.
No, I think that's great. Well stated over there. Isaac, you're up.
Well, the one thing is we're a really small school, so it's more one-on-one connection with the teachers, with the staffs, and the counselors. I learn better when it's a smaller classroom environment, and so you can ask the teachers after class, after school, they're available. During lunch, we have this, the first 30 minutes are called WIN. It's called What I Need. So if you ever need to catch up on homework for a class, if you ever need to talk to a teacher, make up a test, it's just, there's a lot of opportunities to have those connections and do well.
Right. Well, listen, John, you and Wendy got the 3 best endorsements you can get. It's from the people, your clients and the students, and in some ways you're the client of theirs as well. I got to tell you what an absolute honor having you folks back on. Promise me when you get your podcast launched that you're going to come back on the show and tell me how it's done. Just probably the last time John wants to come on the show after that comment. But
we'll turn the tables. We'll have you be our first guest.
I'm in. I consider that done. Wishing all of you nothing but great success as you finish up your studies. And Wendy, we hope you just continue to knock it out of the park with businesses. And John, what a delight. You folks are always welcome to come back as we've been chatting with our friends from Cristo Rey, San Diego High School. I'm Drew Schlosberg, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, our nation's longest running community podcast in our 19th year. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, 6 decades of doing phenomenal things for people living in San Diego County. We hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.